All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's class. If you're on the call, please go ahead and drop a message on the Discord server so that others will be aware that the class has started. This evening, we're talking about basic CMS in Framer, and we have Samuel on the call. Samuel, good evening and welcome to today's class. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah, thank you very much, Amaka. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another
Hello,
session.
Samuel. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me? Amaka, can you hear me? I,
Um,
a network issue. I want
oh,
to be sure if it's. Yeah, I. Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, all right. So, good
So
evening,
you can
everyone.
take
And
over.
yeah, I'm going to start now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another session. Please, if in case you can't hear me, drop a comment. I would make sure I constantly check the comment section to know when network is out, and you can also drop a message on Discord as well if at any point you can't hear me, so that I can, because my network this evening is not stable, to ensure we don't lose each other. So yeah, I'm on the Discord server, no code, low code design channel. So if at any point you can't hear me, just drop a message there. All right, so today we'll be talking about CMS in Framer. So CMS stands for Content Management System, and basically it allows you to, instead of having to replicate the same thing multiple times. I think one the major application of CMS, that the easiest, simplest, and most common application of CMS would be blog posts. And basically, we have a website that creates content, right? And when that content is created, you don't have to duplicate a page. So before the concept and the technology, or basically the CMS came to exist, if you are to create a website and that has multiple pages, let's say for example, let's check top universe, top universe, top universe blog. Oh, I don't think you guys can see my screen. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Share my screen now. Alright, so you should be able to see my screen. Get in the chat. Before I proceed, I want to be sure how many of us are here. So if you are listening to me and you can hear what I'm saying without any little or no network issue, please indicate in the comment section. I'm waiting. Let's be fast so that we can. Okay, so yeah, someone just promised. Yeah, thank you very much for that feedback. Any other person can hear me? Just indicate so that we can all do this together. And so yeah, so this is a blogging platform. This is Top Universe blog. So before we had the concept of CMS exist on the internet, if you are to create a page, for example, this is a page, loading this page now. I'm going to open it another page. This new tab. My network is a bit slow this evening. Let's see. Okay. This is worse than I thought. Again, I'm see if I can refresh this probably to help. All right, so probably this is not from my end, so I'm going to check another platform. So let's check Doctor. Let's check Doctor. Check Doctor. And let's check blog. Okay, so this is a blogging platform, and these are blog posts, right? So this one blog post is another blog post, and we have them all the way down to the end. So when you can click this, let's open one blog post. This is just I'm just trying to describe the concept, right? Before we proceed to Framer, because to help a lot to understand how it works. So now this is a page dedicated to this particular content. This is another page dedicated to this particular content. The style is obviously the same, and the only difference is the content, which is this content from the image here, from the image across the website, and the links. That's the only thing that changes. But the style, the positioning of things. Okay, another thing that will change is the author. So if a different author writes the article, you will have the author here, the image, the title, the person's name, basically this. Then also any other thing. But if you notice, you would also have that in any other page as well. So the style is consistent across all the pages. That would well, that's how blog post would be. So but then we also have a page where we can have access to different content on the website. But how do we make so let's say for example we want to make changes to let's say we want to take this particular component, want to move it away from this place, now move it to this side, and want to take this particular content and move it to this side. Without things like CMS, we would have to manually make that change for not just this particular page. We would have to make changes for the entire website. So we have to come here, make those changes, come to this place, make the changes, and you can see how that could possibly go wrong. Let's say you have a platform with about 2,000 content already created, and you're trying to make some changes, right? And you discover that to make those changes, you would have to do one after the other across those 2,000 content. It is not efficient. It's not even effective to start with. So that's where we have the concept of CMS becomes much more handy and much more very useful, because CMS allows you to create content, to make changes once, manage the content across, in this example, those 2,000 content that's already been created. It allows you to manage it. That's why it is called content management system. So you get to manage it. So the management involves making changes, deletion, and also creating the content. So you don't have to make those changes multiple times, and you don't have to have issues with consistency in your platform. So now that we've talked about the basics of CMS, you can easily browse to learn more about CMS online. But how do we do that in Framer? So Framer has there are a couple of options you could go. You could come to insert, go to CMS and add blog. So the only function that Framer currently have is for blog, which is the most application of CMS. Then you could also click on the button here. It takes you to the same place. Or alternatively, you can click on the plus sign here and you add samples. So Prima already has a boilerplate of a blog. So this is basically what the dashboard for the content management system looks like. There are already content here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 articles here that we can easily manage. We can come here, change the content. We can also check what this particular article looks like. So click on open canvas and let's just close this. Then basically this is what this content look like. We can add more to this section. So in this section we have the heading, we have date, we have images, we also have the content itself. Let's say we want to add more to it. Let's say we want to add um please, if you have any questions, you can ask. So let's say you want to add another section to this. You can easily come to the insert, scroll to navigation. Let's say we um, want to add contact. So we can drag contact in and have it there, and we can navigate between any of the items. So currently we're in create a landing page that performs great. We can check also build a navigation component, and we discover that we also have the same contact component there as well. So whenever you make changes to one, you don't have to make changes to the other one after the other. It replicates across all the different articles, basically the different content you have on your platform. So that is one of the beautiful things about CMS. So now now we could do that. Let's say we want to also check the blog itself. So want to see what the blog indexing looks like. So how basically from what page are we going to select the different content? So this is what Framer has. This is boilerplate, like I mentioned earlier. You can customize this to whatever you want. So here we have the different items all the way down, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And if you notice on the right hand side, we have a few new um, settings, basically things you could change to make this look more interesting. So this, we still have the default sizing, layout, and effects together with styles and other items at the bottom here. But we also, if you notice, we also have something called CMS content. And with CMS content, we can do a bunch of things. So we can add limits, we can set offset, we can also add filters, sorting, and also move between collection. But to start with, let's make changes to this blog. Let's make some changes to this and customize it just a bit. So let's go to the layers panel and we'll select the content. So what we can do is to change this to a grid form. Then we can also move extend the max width to 800. Let's move it to 1200, or let's just keep that 800. 800 is would work fine. If you notice, when we as soon as we do that, the content starts to change. So now we can select the different posts and make more changes to them. So let's bring this one to 32, or let's see 8. Then change the direction to vertical. Then the image, we can allow it to fill up the space available. If you notice, when whatever change you did, you add to one, replicates across board. I'm going to drag this also a bit down. You can also change the image. So just let's change the image here. The from as well to drag in an image. Okay, so now we've added an image to the blog post. We can also reduce the height, the size of the title. So we could, so one way to do that is to go to the content itself. So when we go to fields, editing of fields, we can select titles and change the, give me a sec please. So if you are trying to change the size of this start and grow with your career in design, basically the title, we can select heading and change it from H2 to H3, and we notice it becomes smaller. And if we want to go for that, if we want to make changes to the setting, or maybe probably change the font, we can also select edit and edit it as well. So we can try a different font. Let's just change this to Actor, and probably we can use this. Then we can go back and make it bold. So switch to bold. Then maybe we want it a little bit bigger. So let's move this to 24 and reduce the height to the line height to 1.2. Then if you notice the changes it's making is affected across all the different cards. Then we also have dates here, and basically we've made a handful of changes already. So let's say we want to add another item, another probably want to add a paragraph, want to add a paragraph to this. So we have the title of the article, also want to add a paragraph to the article. So what we could do is to select this. So we can come here and select. So we have date, we have basically from the title down to this image is what will appear on the index page. Then the contents is a different section that is a different part of the website that is going to the different page that will contain the main content of the plot of the blog post. But for this place, we can come here and add, click on edit. So from here, we can add a plain text. So plain text, we edit it to paragraph, and we lift this up to somewhere here. Then we can close this back, return back to the blog post. Then we can then duplicate this and change it from title to paragraph. So paragraph would be, let's just add the little bit of text. So I'm going to check. I think I kept, yes, we have something here. So let's just grab this text, come back, paste it here, and we can switch this to paragraph, change this to body, then we can click on edit and reduce this to 16 or let's say 14, then bring this down to 1.3, and yeah. So probably we can just leave this at 16 so that will be a little bit bigger. So now we've added a paragraph and now we have a heading, which we can still go back and maybe probably make changes, make it a little bit more bold. So we have the head title, we have the paragraph, then we have the date. We could also add a button if we want, but basically those are the changes we've made so far. So yes, no, we could also do that, and we've once before we proceed though, I want to confirm how many of you can hear me. So if you're having issues hearing me because my network is a bit shitty right now, if you can hear me, please indicate.
Hello guys, can anyone hear me? Hello guys, if you can hear me, please let me know. I can see some of you on this call. Please go ahead and drop a message in the chat so that I'll be sure that you can hear me loud and clear. And this is Samuel's network. Thank you guys. Let me know. Drop a comment. Drop a comment. I don't think we should be scared of dropping comments. So I can't see any comment. Does that mean that nobody can hear me? Hello? Hello guys, if you can hear me. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. At least now I know you can hear me. Alright, so that means that's Samuel's network. He should be back shortly. Let's just give him some time, he'll be back shortly. Alright, yeah. Alright. So he's back now. Hello Samuel, welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah,
My
we
network
understand.
was,
I think it's everywhere.
yeah. I'm going to share my screen again now. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Okay, I just added it. Yes, so it's coming up now.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it.
All right. Good. Okay. So what we're trying to make edits to this. So you can change this. Then you can also select the rest of them. So you can go straight to the blog and click on edit. Go back to the blog, and you can now switch between content. So this is the first one. So you can click on this to move to the next article, and you can also make those changes as well. You can go to the next one, then you add a paragraph, then whatever paragraph you want to add, you can then do that across board. So then you can also close the items, and Yeah. So now, and I don't think you guys have touched on working with styles in Framer. So the concept of styles in Figma, the same thing applies in Framer, where you can select a text. Let me see if I can show you that. So you can select the text. Let's say we have heading, right? We have heading, right? This is heading. We then we have so you notice you have styles here. Now, Frame already have styles by default, but you can also click on this to create new styles. So you define what you want the styles to be. Do you want it to be a paragraph, or do you want it to be H2, or any of the H's? Then you can click on it and edit it. And once you do that, it's going to be there. So because Frame already has one, you won't need to create from scratch. All you just need to do is to, so let's delete this one. Let's take this one out. Okay. So now we can come back here and select on H3. So when we select on H3, instead of creating a new H3, we can then edit this one and add whatever breakpoints, whatever weight or color we want, and it to replicate across board. I'm telling you this because we would need this a lot when you're working with creating a blog, basically working with CMS, because you won't be editing things individually. You'll be editing things in a way that whatever changes you make to one will be able to replicate across the different areas. So now let's go back and continue with the editing. So we can come back here. So we could also change the title. So let's make more changes to this. So I'm going to go back and select a heading and can change this to that. Then, and for the content itself, I'm just going to pick just a random content. Let's go to Top Universe blog. Hopefully it works this time. Just grab an article and yeah. So just going to copy this. I'm going to paste it here. Then we can also change, not for this one. So let's do that for the next one. So let's put it here. So we can paste this in here, and we can then change the title. Let's change this to this. So copy and paste. And you can also take the paragraph as well. Copy this and paste it here. And we can also grab the image too. So I'm just going to quickly save this up. Then we can select this. Because of my network issue, I think Framer just disconnected me. I think it's back. Okay. All right. So image uploaded, and we can now close that. So if we go back and select that particular item. So let's learn.
Okay. So sorry guys, apologies for the glitches. think someone's network is being very touchy this evening. Well, he'll be back shortly. Thank you so much. So let's just hold on for a while. He should be back. So we'll. Meanwhile, guys, if you have questions, please you can go ahead and type them on the chat, and you can still go ahead and drop a message on the Discord server so that people know that they can also join the class. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, someone's not yet back. Let's give him a minute to be back. We'll be back shortly. Okay, guys, please hold on. Someone will be back. If he's not back in the next 3 minutes, we might have to end the session, but he should be back shortly. Just let's give him some minutes to get back. All right, thank you, Fitz. All right. Um, so let's give him some time to get back. All right, guys. So once is 8:30 and someone's not yet back on the call, I think it's safe to end it. Well, let's just give him time. We still have about 2 minutes more. Okay. Uh, so hi guys. Someone will be back shortly. He said he's trying to get back in. So hi guys. Please let's just wait. He will be back shortly. He said he's trying to join in. All right, guys. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just drop the attendance form. So once that is dropped, we can we'll rearrange for another class since Samuel's network is very bad. So I'm coming. So alright, guys. I'm dropping the link now. Thank you for your patience. Okay. So the attendant link is in the chat now. Thank you, guys. Bye, everyone.